Okay, so we're going to go through integrating CPPD and Infor Document Management, or IDM, here. First off, we're going to have a look at IDM within System21 Workspace Anywhere. On the screen here, we've got System21 Workspace Anywhere, which has come through this icon. And I've gone into a System21 Workspace Anywhere screen. IDF default core items I've picked here. This is what I've been doing my testing on, but this is just a proof of concept. I'm using an invoice design from PPD, so it doesn't really make any sense, but I think it will get the concept across. Over on the right hand side, we've got the little context panel that you can pop in using the chevrons up there, and the first widget at the top, or context app, is the IDM Context App. Now, the great thing about the integration between Workspace Anywhere and IDM is that it's all wired up by default. Every time I click on a item on the left hand side, some information is sent over to IDM, and IDM displays any document that is found that matches that information. So if we take one of these top ones that I've been testing on, for example, click on those, we get a document here. We can see the document. If I right click and open this tab here, we can see that document in detail, and back here we can see the attributes of the document, which are the key value pairs. Now, this is important because this is the information that System21 Workspace Anywhere is sending to IDM, and so these are the bits of key value pairs that we want to populate for our if we want a document to show up for any particular object within System21 Workspace Anywhere. So if I flip to my design now, I'm running in an emulator here. If I flip to my PPD design, we can see I've added in, I'm using the generic invoice design as a test bed. I've added in another output device, which is just a file output device. It's got some settings to pick up to make a unique first page. And this is the special source. It's got the Cobwebb IDX exit program filled with information on the first set of parameters. It's got a first page setup to split the input spool file by invoice number, and it's outputting to a folder that we've created in the IFS called CPPD IDM. So the key bit here is these exit program parameters. Most of these are going to be all the same for every single design that we do. The bits that are going to be different here are the bits that we were looking at in IDM. Now you'll notice here the 3 bits of information that are passed in from Workspace Anywhere are the entity type, the accounting entity, and ID1. We've got Infor item master for the entity type, and if we go and look in the design, I've got entity type equals Infor item master there. If I look at the accounting entity is AS, the accounting entity here is AS, and then for the ID1, this is the dynamic bit of information. In here, it's AE100. If we go back to our screen, you can see that's because we were clicking on the item AE100. This would be passing in A1, A4, loads of noughts, 9. This one hasn't got a design in at the moment, a document. So let's use that bit of information, bit 1 for the item. If I go back to the design, I'm going to hard code bit 1 in here. Normally this would be the dynamic bit that you would pull out of the input spool file, but I'm just going to hard code that for now. Bit 1, upload that design up to the S400. And then on the S400 with CPPD in my library list, I'm going to run it against a test spool file. The test spool file's got 8 documents, 8 documents in it. If we have a look at that folder that we'd configured the file output, you'll see that there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs, PDF and IDXs. They've been picked up by the folder monitor that we've configured to monitor this folder, processed them, and they've all come into success. Now the IDX file is just a text file with key value pairs in it. As it's fairly straightforward, but you don't even need to worry about that. It's useful for testing, but it's got all the values that we passed in from the design. If we go back to our workspace, click away from that item and go back to it, you can see that now we have a document stored against it, and there's the document. If I open that in a new tab, we'll see that it's passed in. I mean, it's very straightforward, seems to work really nicely. If you come into a new screen, you may well be faced with the scenario that you haven't actually got a document to find out what key value pairs are being passed in. The easiest way to get around this, and this is the information that Cobwebb will need to add an output device to any design, is to just create a dummy file. Pick a file that you have. It would be ideal if it was a PDF. Add it in there. And then you can click on the Show in IDM tab. And that will show you the information that Workspace Anywhere is passing to IDM. If you can take this information and send it to us, we should be able to hook that into the design and start storing documents against that object. I hope this has been helpful. If you need any further information, do give us a call. Thanks.